I don't know about you, but I've got a testimony already, guys. Like, this whole praying for our mothers challenge has just been amazing for me. I've been enjoying it because, first and foremost, it got me out of my comfort zone. Sometimes you say, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then you don't do it. So, this has really helped me to build up on my consistency levels. Not only that, as a bonus, God being God, a challenge was thrown back at me and I accepted it, and I've been doing well so far by God's grace, of course. But more than anything, I actually do have a testimony from all of this, just to show that God will never ask you to do something if He doesn't have a reward waiting for you in the end. He is a God who rewards us. That's why if He says obey, just do it, because trust you me, there is always a reward from God, and it can come in different ways. Don't limit God. He will give you what you need at exactly the right time for the right reason, simply because you are ready for it. Let's jump right into today's video. Beautiful people, welcome back to the GraceGoneViral YouTube channel, the channel where we face the truth with love in order to build healthy families. That way we get to achieve emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, and financial well-being. If you don't know, God really cares about everything that has to do with us. So here at GGV, we thrive best when we meet you at a point of need. So in this month, as if you're not part of this challenge already, let me just give you a brief of what has been happening, and for me to obviously share my testimony. So I started on the 1st of May a challenge that I just shared with you guys for us to pray for our mothers intentionally. And yeah, I honestly didn't plan anything. I was just like, okay, let me use this month just every day to focus on praying for my mother intentionally every single day, because it's one thing to pray for a person when you remember, but it's a whole different ball game when you really focus on that particular person. And the nice thing about God is that He'll start showing or revealing things to you that you can start praying about. So don't limit your prayers to what I'm sharing. If you are seeing something in your own mother that is uniquely about your mother, pray about that. I think we are all on the right track at the end of the day. And should you have something you want to share, feel free to do so. So today I just wanted to share my testimony, but also give a quick review of everything that we've been praying about. And then at the end of the month, yes, on the last and final day, I will compile all the prayers together into a video, or I can combine it into a little booklet. If that's what you want, then you can send me an email at gracegoneviral@outlook.com so that I send it to you. But if you don't mind going onto our social media platforms, GraceGoneViral everywhere, or Zintle_Masimula on TikTok. Yeah, I'll share my details because I'm not even sure. Yeah, I'll share all my details, all my social media platform details. Then I'll create a mini video where you get all the prayers from day 1 up until day 30. Remember, it's not limited to the month of May. You can also do it in any other month if you feel like you want to continue on and on and on and on and on. Remember, we keep praying until we see the change. We don't stop just because the month of May is gonna unfortunately come to an end. Right. So no, let me share my testimony first, for those who have been following on the prayers. So first and foremost, what I love about what I did is that first and foremost, I actually was just following the voice of God. Something just said in me, pray for mothers intentionally every single day. Most importantly, He said, share. Don't do it by yourself. I'm one person, guys. I can pray for days, like you won't even know. I'm secretive like that, So for God to put me on the spot like that, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then as I started doing that, it really did help me build up my consistency levels more than anything, because now I'm literally forced every day, every night, that I must have tomorrow's prayer points. So it's putting me in an uncomfortable position, but it's for a greater good, a greater purpose, because now I'm focusing on my mother. Not only that, surprisingly, it's actually teaching me what it means to also be a mother. simply because, when you're a mother, you have to show up every single day for your children. There's no off day. Of course, unfortunately, maybe other mothers, due to certain struggles, situations, and circumstances, they don't show up for their kids every day. But for the mothers that who do, it's really a lot, and there's no off day. Even if the father can leave, you still need to show up as the mother. And so for me, it just taught me something with, oh my word, if my mother can really show up for me every day, making sure that Z is fed, making sure that Z has school, she made sure that I get everything I need. What better way to just show my love for her through prayer first, and then other things will come as we go along, right? So that's what I learned, which is a testimony, by the way, guys, because when I say don't limit God, sometimes when you're doing something and you don't understand why you are doing it, it's because God is trying to teach you a lesson. So that's a lesson I learned. Not only that, but now it's actually pushing me to plan. Remember, I've been procrastinating, I've been saying this and that. One of the many things that God is now blessing with me, one of the many things that God is blessing me with is a lot of ideas, to a point whereby I'm like, please pause just a little bit, because it's a bit much now, because I'm just flooded with so many ideas, content creation, how I can grow my business, what are the things that I need to apply, because remember, I'm a child of God. So the way I'm going to do my business may be slightly different from the way business is done initially, because I listen to God. He gives me the ideas, and then I go about doing it. Remember, Jesus said, let me teach you how to be fishers of men, right? So in a sense, I'm like, okay, teach me then how to get these customers, because I didn't study business. I studied law. So it's like, I have no idea how businesses run. Even when GGV was given to me, I was like, Lord, I have no idea where to start. So you are going to have to help me. But more than anything, that pushed me even closer to him, because now I need to consult with him. I need to hear what is the next move. I need to really be in sync with him. And that for me has been amazing. Remember, he's the creator of all things. So why not partner with him instead? Yeah. Anyways, so I'm being flooded with ideas. That's a testimony, guys. Like, if I could show you the plans that I have for my business now, it's like, wow, girl, you're on a mission. Yes, we are on a mission. GGV, by all means, I would love for it to be a global brand. I know, right? If there's one thing that God has given Uzi, is I've got crazy faith, guys. Like, I've got super, 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 super crazy faith, simply because I've got a God who believes in me. So why wouldn't I believe in him in return? So if he can trust me with such a business that I really did not actually ask for, then why would I just turn away from him and not trust him to take the lead? And it's so nice when he's taking the lead, because I don't have to really strain myself when it comes to thinking. All I have to do is spend time in prayer, listen to what he's saying, of course, balance everything out. I can't neglect my family, can't neglect other duties. So I just balanced everything out. I'm still learning how to balance all of that, by the way. And yeah, and then not only that, another testimony is I'm seeing changes in my mother's life, guys. Like, there's this one incident. So my mother and I, like, we are very similar. Our characters are very similar, right? But of course, God is working in both of us. So my mother is one person, she's not really patient, and she knows this about herself. Like, she really loses heart very easily, So there's this one time we're driving, and then she's sharing a story with me, and she's like, okay, go listen to a voice note under so and so. There's something that this person said, and I want you to hear it. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So now I'm searching. So now when I'm getting into that person's name or the chat, I'm seeing a lot of voice notes. I'm like, which one is it? And then she's driving. So now she's losing heart. It's like, I don't know, Z, just play all of them. In my head, I'm like, okay, calm down. There's no need, to be like that. And because I'm growing and I'm learning how to express myself as Uzinhle, I was like, like, don't be impatient with me. And then she was like, yeah, but I can't see, and what. And I just kept quiet. And I was hurt. I don't want to lie. I was really hurt. But then I was like, anyway, it's fine. We're not going to dwell on that. Okay, I got the VA and I listened sharp. But then when we got home, she actually apologized, and she was like, I'm so sorry that I was impatient with you. And I was like, no man, it's cool. Like literally but you see what God is doing. It's the little things that we need to appreciate about him, that as we are praying, I'm praying that my mother can be healed from so many things. I'm praying that my mother grows spiritually, as much as she got saved before me, but spiritual growth is a continuous thing. And one of the many things that God wants us to have is patience with one another. So I knew that my mother is not so patient because I once used to be there. I feel sometimes I still am there. So it's something I'm actively praying about. And look at what God is doing. She's learning how to also accept that she's not always going to have it right. And she's learning how to apologize when I didn't like how she did something. So for me, that is a testimony, guys. So yeah, God is at work. And at some point, another testimony, by the way. Yesterday, we were sharing together as a family. So we pray together as a family. Not every day because, life is actually busy. I've got my own things. Mom has her own things. My little sister also has her own things. But we make it a point that we at least share 3 times a week. So yesterday, we were sharing. And then, I'll share our routine someday, how we share as a family. So there's a part where we now have to share what you learned today, because we definitely believe in learning every day. Something we promote learning, we promote educating ourselves, right? So you have to share what you learned. And what my mother said or shared during that whole process was the fact that she has finally learned and accepted that we are continuously growing, because there was a point in life where she was like, I'm tired. These battles and whatnot, the persecutions is just too much, and I was happy because my mom never used to express herself. Now she does. So for me, it's just a win-win, And then as she's doing that, she was like, but I've learned to accept that, hey, actually, we are constantly gonna be growing. So I'm no longer hard on myself. And I'm like, look at God. So I'm sharing this with you so that you are motivated to pray for your parents. They are not perfect human beings. They are just like us. They are growing. They are learning. Salvation is a journey, guys. We don't all have it figured out. This is why it's not even a competition. This is why we need each other. So when you see a blind spot of mine, don't judge me. Pray about it. Maybe I'm struggling. You don't know. So that's what this has also taught me. And these are the testimonies that I actually have to share. My mom is really opening up, guys. She never used to be like that. She's more expressive. She will tell you, you guys are not spending enough time with me. That's communication. So she's learning. So I love that because it shows that God is actually doing something. And for her to say that, yes, I've actually accepted that we are continuously growing. What does that mean? It simply means that God is answering the prayer where I'll say, Lord, help her to grow spiritually. So now she's growing spiritually. That's why she's accepted that, okay, this is just the way of life and it's okay. You see, look at God. Come on. If you're not on the winning team, what are you waiting for, honestly? But nonetheless, another testimony now. This is more personal. For me, as GraceGoneViral, of course, I want my YouTube channel to grow. I want my views to increase. That's the goal, but it's not the focus, right? The focus is God. The focus is soul winning. The focus is loving people, meeting them at their point of need, right? So, but then growth as well is part of the package deal. So I've been growing actually. It may not be a big number, but for me, that one person who clicks that subscribe button, you have no idea how much it means to me. Because as a person who used to be an introvert, who used to be very shy, so if I'm able to speak up like this and actually convince someone, or rather, I don't know, touch someone, I guess, to click that subscribe button, you have no idea what it does to me. It motivates me, it inspires me, and it shows that, okay, Z, you are on the right track. So that's what I appreciate about God, is that when you're doing what He has called you for, He's gonna throw in little rewards just to keep you going, because He knows that I need it too. As much as that may not be the main focus, but He knows that I need something that will signal to me that, hey, girl, you're on the right track. And that's exactly what's happening. I'm growing, guys. Even the hours, the watch time hours are growing. And I'm like, oh God, look at that. And that wouldn't have happened if Precious did not challenge me. And I'm also, that is another testimony as well. I started this simply just to pray for our mothers, but then she decided to be like, hey, let me challenge her back. And her doing that was actually her now being a destiny helper. Yes, whether she was aware of it or not, but she was a destiny helper. So what a destiny helper is someone who comes into your life and pulls you out of your comfort zone and pulls you into the next level of your life. So if it wasn't for Precious, I wasn't going to be doing all of this, right? Although it was the plan at some point, but I was still dragging my feet, procrastinating, doing this, and that. That's where you get to see the mercy and the love of God. He will bring people into your space who will get you into a place where you're now fearless, where you're now doing what you're supposed to do. So that's exactly what Precious did for me. I'm forever going to speak about Precious, honestly, because she is one of my destiny helpers, and I pray that God blesses her for me, because right now I don't have, the coins are not coining just as yet. And I know she's got a business, so she probably, this is me asking her to just share all her details with me so that I can give her a proper shout out on this channel, that as I grow, her business must also grow. It's a win-win for everyone, and I'm really appreciative of Precious. Only God can bless her on my behalf. Hey, I can only do so much, but I know God is unlimited. So do you see, I have so many testimonies. Z is now motivated. Guys, if you can see my life, I'm like, is this really me? What? I can't believe it. So you see what God is doing. When you just trust Him, when you take the first step, He meets you halfway. And I don't even think He meets you halfway. He's been standing and waiting for you. You just took His hand and now you're walking together. That's it. So I don't believe in the meeting halfway. Nah, I believe He's been reaching out to you. It's just a matter of you grabbing His hand and you guys walking together. That's exactly what I did, and I'm in a happy place. Life is still lifing, but I'm full of joy. Things are happening around me, in my society, in my community, in our country, but I'm like, hey, as long as I have God on my side, honestly, I have nothing to fear. So those are my testimonies. If you've been on this challenge and you've been experiencing, good things, or you can testify, please do share with us. Even if you're watching this video 10 months from now and you have a testimony to share, please do so, because at the end of the day, we are building, this is an investment. Basically, what I'm doing here is an investment. I'm not looking for answers now. I'm not looking for testimonies now, but I definitely am expecting testimonies even years from now, where people are going to be commenting and saying, hey Z, I'm still doing this prayer challenge, in 2020, I don't know, 2028, 2030, I'm expecting such, because these are good investments, guys. With prayer is always an investment. So make sure you're making the right investments. As you're investing your money and your time, make sure that you also invest in prayer, because your prayers, sometimes they are way too far ahead. Sometimes your prayers are gonna, touch someone years from now. But never ever underestimate the power of prayer. This is why I love prayer so much. It's literally an investment, and trust in me, you will always cash in. With God, you are definitely going to cash in, provided, of course, if you're praying according to His will. Remember, that's the key thing. His will, not your will. His will. Then you're guaranteed answered prayers, no lies about it. And this is where my video ends. This is the review, the testimony. And I think I wanted to go through all the prayer challenges, but I'm like, no, let's just leave it. We'll have an overview of it at the end. Yes, at the very end. For now, you'll just have to keep watching, get those prayer points, and then at the end of the day, when the 31st hits, I will compile everything. If you want kind of like an ebook sort of thing, send us an email. If you don't mind watching the videos on our social media platforms, I'll compile it into a nice video that you can always have. And then it's all up to you, whatever you prefer. Personally, I would prefer the PDF type of thing, so that I always have it with me on my phone. And then, but if you want something else that's different, it's okay. Remember, we are here to meet you at your point of need, so relax. I'll share all my contact info and our social media platforms, and please do stay in touch. And this is where I'm going to end the video. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching till the very end. Thank you for supporting Z. Don't forget to allow God's grace to go viral. Don't forget to spread the love, starting with yourself as well. Hey, don't forget to do not neglect yourself. You are important as well. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I know you know someone who might need this video, so please do share. Just do me that solid, pretty please. Oh man, I just had to do that. Thank you guys. Bye, beautiful people, or should I say gracious people? Jokes.